The future. An apocalyptic world, shattered by the last Great War, is full of lifeless wastelands and monsters. The only haven for the remnants of the former civilization is a city beneath a mountain ruled by the All-Ruler, who relies on the might of the Crusader Church and its hierarch, Johann. It is here that the execution of a witch named Grey Alice is to take place. Her fame echoes across the land. She is cursed to be unable to refuse any request, and people seek her out for help and receive it. The execution is commanded by Ash, the patriarch's right hand, who orders the slaves to stop working and witness the death of the one who dared defy the order. Ash reads the verdict and kicks the prop out from under Grey Alice's feet. But something inexplicable happens. The witch looks into the eyes of one of the soldiers, and he, without knowing why, draws his pistol and severs the rope with a shot. Alice takes advantage of this and flees. Ash kills the soldier who became the witch's slave and orders the fugitive to be captured. The Crusaders search the nearby ruins. Suddenly, Ash herself falls into the witch's hands and soon hangs on the same noose. Yet, Grey Alice does not kick the support away, but simply walks off amidst the curses hurled at her back, while Ash struggles to save herself. The slaves who witness the scene name her the Witch of the Unyielding Noose and cheer for her with delight. Meanwhile, a lone hunter named Boise confronts and kills a gang of thugs who ambushed him. He is aided by a two-headed snake, his cherished companion who never fails him. In the evening, the witch gives alms to a blind woman who never asked for anything. The woman is surprised that Grey Alice's voice sounds exactly as it did in her youth, though the witch should be much older. Alice confirms that she is indeed much older. Later that night, the queen visits Grey Alice. Knowing the witch cannot refuse, she asks to buy the power to transform into a wolf. Alice warns her about the irreversible nature of the wish and its consequences, but the queen is resolute. Grey Alice promises to find a hunter who will guide her to the Lost Lands, where she will take the power of the werewolf before the full moon and bring it to the queen. After the queen departs, the captain of the All-Ruler's Guard, Jairus, returns. Offering a family watch as payment, he asks Grey Alice to ensure his queen does not succeed in her desire. Despite the clear contradiction, the witch promises him, too, that he will get what he wants. Having seen off her guests, Grey Alice enters a trance where she sees the werewolf slaughtering several people who came for its skull-filled hide. At this time, the young queen scornfully dismisses her ailing, barely mobile, elderly All-Ruler husband and goes to her lover, the hunter Boise. As he leaves her chambers, he encounters a pair of crusaders on the stairs, whom he easily dispatches. Later, Grey Alice meets him in a bar, needing a guide to the Lost Lands. Boise, who came to play cards, refuses, but the witch easily beats him and he is forced to agree, though he warns her of the horrors of the empty lands. Alice asks to be shown the werewolf's lair. Boise knows one and is ready to guide her to the River of Skulls where it dwells. She promises him the captain's watch as payment. Just then, crusaders led by Ash burst into the bar. Boise throws his snake at the first one, delaying the pursuit, but Ash kills it while the pair escape. The hunter is deeply distressed over his pet, which surprises Grey Alice. Later, Ash drags the blind beggar woman to Patriarch Johann, and under duress, the beggar reveals the queen and her captain's visit to Grey Alice, whose voices she recognized. Johann orders his right hand to find the witch and the hunter at all costs and force a confession of their conspiracy with the queen.
Meanwhile, the pair stops for the night. The hunter tries to find another snake like his, but no such creature exists. In the night, Grey Alice intercepts his knife aimed at her throat, but it turns out the hunter was saving her from a scorpion. The next day, they stop at a trading post run by the hunter's friends, Ross and his sister Mara, with whom Boise has a long-standing relationship. Grey Alice urges the hunter to hasten. She needs to be at the werewolf's lair before the full moon to defeat it. He admits the only direct route is along the dangerous railway where all the foul creatures reside. Boyce spends the night with Mara and unexpectedly tells her a heartbreaking story of a boy surviving alone in the wasteland. When she suggests he was talking about himself, Boyce laughs and denies it. In the morning, the pair departs with only the lost lands ahead. Grey Alice and Boyce travel along the railway tracks, unaware that Ash and her men are moving in the same direction, albeit by train. That same day, the Queen, learning of the missing contingent, demands the Hierarch return the Crusaders, as the capital is restless and he sent a whole detachment into the unknown. He reminds her of the harm of sorcery and threatens that rumors of her infidelity could be confirmed, which would certainly lead to an uprising. She resents his excessive control. Realizing the Queen is genuinely conspiring with the witch, he sends Ash an order to procure Grey Alice's confession at any cost. Meanwhile, the Crusaders seize Ross and Mara. Ross is tortured, but he stoically endures the pain. Mara, seeing what they are about to do to her brother, reveals the destination of the pair. The Crusaders then kill Ross and burn down their home. Grey Alice and Boyce reach a ruined city divided by a very deep gorge. Boyce leads Alice to a cable car operated by his friend. However, the old man does not respond to the hunter's calls. Boyce searches for him and finds his hanged body. Immediately, Crusaders surround them, wearing dark glasses to prevent the witch from controlling their minds. Ash demands Boyce hand over the witch, but he sees a bound, tormented Mara, who is killed before his eyes, and the battle begins, joined by Grey Alice. The pair, using all their skills, kill many of Ash's henchmen, but the Crusaders suddenly prove to be too numerous. Moreover, they have a real cannon, which they fire after the fleeing pair. Alice and Boyce run towards the crossing, and a bus, serving as a cable car, sets off across the gorge. A number of pursuers manage to jump in, and after a difficult fight with the well-prepared opponents, Alice and Boyce deal with them. Seeing this, Ash, only now, somehow, orders the cables to be cut, and the bus, having crossed the gorge, hangs suspended on the other side. She aims at her enemies with a sniper rifle, removing her glasses to do so, but falls under the influence of Alice's gaze and misses Boyce, allowing him to save himself. The hunter realizes that Grey Alice is indeed a witch. That night, he extracts a bullet from his wound, and Grey Alice stitches it up. They recall the hunter's deceased friends, and he confesses that the city oppresses him. They realize they are alike in blood and spirit. Meanwhile, the Queen discovers she is pregnant. Now she has an heir. She notifies the All-Ruler of the joyful event, after which she reveals that the father of the future ruler is a common hunter, like his mother, from the people, and smothers the old man with a pillow.
On this day, the pair enters the former military zone and sees Ash's train closing in. They manage to pass first and take defensive positions under the cover of a former nuclear power plant station building. However, they are attacked by the mutants inhabiting the zone. Boyce sets fire to prepared flammable materials, closing a ring around them, but the mutants penetrate inside, and a fight ensues, during which a barrel of fuel explodes. Ultimately, the demon commanding the mutants captures Grey Alice, utters some incomprehensible, unnecessary dialogue, and prepares to kill her. But Grey Alice uses the power of her gaze to force him to let her go, after which she incinerates the demon with fire pouring from her hands. When it is over, the witch loses strength. She confesses that the flame was harmless to ordinary people, but deadly to the spawn of darkness. She was hurt because every power has a price. Once, a man who knew of the immense power of this place came to Grey Alice. She helped him because she cannot refuse anyone anything. He received this power, but turned into a demon. Boyce pities the witch and promises to protect her. The people are informed of the All-Ruler's death and the expected heir. The Hierarch congratulates the Queen, but reminds her that she will only hold power until the heir comes to age. However, the woman flatters him, and the Crusader cannot act openly. Instead, he immediately orders Ash to obtain proof that the Queen's son is not her husband's. Meanwhile, the pair reaches the area adjacent to the River of Skulls. The hunter tries to dissuade the witch from her plan and urges her to leave before it's too late. But she refuses, and in turn asks him to go, handing over the watches he earned. She admits she cannot retreat, as her curse is that she cannot refuse anyone so no one should be near her. But for Boise, this does not matter. Soon, the crusaders' train catches up to them in a tunnel. Ash rejoices, anticipating the locomotive crushing the witch, but emerging onto a bridge, she realizes there is a chasm ahead. Grey Alice jumps, and Boise catches her, while the train plunges into the abyss. Learning of this, the hierarch decides to seize the throne by force, but the captain kills both his guards and the supreme hierarch himself. Meanwhile, the pair passes through this very dangerous tunnel. Boise had warned against it, suggesting 2 extra days for a safe detour, and finally arrive at the River of Skulls. The witch is shocked by the number of remains and cannot count how many the werewolf has killed. Boise again asks the woman to leave while he holds off the werewolf, but she refuses and prepares for battle, putting on silver claws. The man warns that it is useless. Many came here with silver weapons and all turned to dust. He begs her to give up, but Grey Alice has no choice. Rain begins, and the full moon rises. It is then revealed that the werewolf they were seeking is Boise himself. He begins to transform and enters a fight with the witch, who transforms into a crow, flies close, and brings the werewolf down. Coming to his senses, Boise confesses he would kill for her gift of knowing everything in advance, and she tries to ease his pain. It turns out she knew his nature all along, and had inserted silver into the wound she stitched, causing the silver to enter his bloodstream and weaken him severely. She prepares to kill him, but the man cries out his desire to be with her forever. She agrees, but plunges a knife into his chest. Morning comes. Grey Alice sits by the grave, and as the sun rises, she places the watches upon it and rides away from the place. The slaves in the city on the mountain cheer the return of the witch of the unyielding noose and begin an uprising. Grey Alice brings the werewolf's hide to the palace. The queen must cut her finger and spill a drop of blood on the hide, after which she will gain the transformation ability. The captain demands his watches back. That was not what he asked for. But Grey Alice assures him he got what he wanted. The man his woman loved is now dead. She had warned her about the price of desire. Receiving the hide, the queen is grief-stricken and confesses that she wanted to become a beast only to be with Boise, whose true nature she knew. In a fit of rage, she kills the captain, but never puts on the werewolf's hide. The uprising begins, and soon Boise returns to confront Alice. During their conversation, it is revealed that she knew everything about him. He was ready to love only someone like himself, which is why the queen desired to become a werewolf. But Alice knew the queen wouldn't wear his hide, that he would survive, and that the gun in his hands would not fire. You can buy anything from Grey Alice, but it is better not to. At the end of the film, the pair simply rides off together somewhere. It is, of course, a very strange film. On one hand, it is overloaded with some unnecessary details that are never explained, and on the other, where time should have been spent on a more detailed explanation, the creators chose not to bother.